Yeah, I'm really proud. I mean, at a very young age, he already knows so much about technology. He's respected in the web development community, and he's accomplished a lot. I'm really proud of him.
He is a really good brother for a brother.
I think he's just really nice personality. As a mom, I would say hi. He's very smart guy, and he really he knows how to work.
In a year, maybe a year and a half, he's accomplished more than other people I know who accomplished in 5 years.
So I started web design and development when I was 12. It was in 7th grade. We had a human disease project, which is where we pick a disease and we write about it and its effects and all that sort of stuff. So we had several options about how to make it, but I decided to make a website. So I asked my older brother for help, and he taught me the basics of coding and HTML and CSS and all that stuff. So I created my first website, and I enjoyed it a lot.
I don't know much about computers, but I'm still pretty sure that even if I knew, I would still like it because he's been working on it good lately.
My website is designlunatic.com, which is this right here. It's essentially just a compilation of my tutorials, so they go all the way down here. So these little boxes are the tutorials, and you can filter them and stuff. This cool effect that I added. So once you pick a tutorial, you just click on it, just like any web page, and then you can read the tutorial, and hopefully it'll help you out. And then you can comment down here if you want. And this is what my site looks like.
Sasha spends all his waking and sleeping hours working on his website. I mean, he does his homework and he helps around the house, but for the most part, he's always on his computer.
So right now, I'm working on rewriting my website.
Or tweaking his website.
A WordPress theme.
Or developing a theme.
I
or
get paid like 15 bucks whenever someone buys this.
Or changing something, or reading web blogs, or writing his posts. So if he's not doing homework and he's not eating or sleeping, he's working.
He's really immersed in it, and he's coding like for a few hours a day, and sometimes I'm really worried about this, and I want him to go out and take some fresh air and let his eyes just take a rest. But my guess would be, because I don't keep track on it, so my guess would be maybe between hour and 3-4 hours a day.
What does he do around the house?
And now, as our older son moved out, Sasha actually eventually became the older brother in the house. So his responsibility is now not only to do laundry and dishes, but to teach the little brother how to do these things, you know.
Sasha helps out around the house a little bit. He does the dishes occasionally and the laundry. And you want go on the...
Well, he helps, of course.
You figure out and you deal with it.
Ever since then, I was just kind of experimenting with like different tutorials and kind of just making little websites and stuff like that. So last year in September, I got an email from a man in the Netherlands asking me for help on his website. So I agreed, you know, made him a website, and I did some edits to his, all that sort of stuff. So I had some experience working with people and making websites. That was very interesting. And then a few months after that, I got an email from this man who owns speckyboy.com, which is an online magazine about web development and best practices and tutorials and stuff like that. And he wanted me to write posts for them, and you know, he'd pay me on a per post basis. So I agreed and wrote posts for him. I've written, I believe, 7 right now, so that was also very fun. And then recently, I got an offer from Conviva, which is this company in San Jose around here. They wanted me to work for them as an independent contractor, also for web development sort of stuff. I agreed, and it was fun. So I have a part-time job now at Conviva.
I was very shocked. It was amazing. I mean, I realized that he was well respected in the web dev community, but to receive a job offer from Google.
First, I mean, I wanted to do it, but obviously since I'm in school that wouldn't work. So we agreed to call each other and just kind of talk about stuff. So he called me, and at first he didn't even know I was 14.
I wish I could be there and see the expressions on their faces when they found out that he was only 14. I really wish I could be there.
Look what I got! Look at this email! And we thought it's not realistic, because you know, people just sending their resumes to Google and waiting, I would say, in long lines for this interview. So it was completely unexpected for us. It was really hard.
I still continue to actively do web design and development and all that sort of stuff. I'm working on rewriting my website right now, actually.
Yeah, he works hard on it because what he just does.
Who does he usually get help from for the website?
He usually gets help from Vanya or Sergey. Sergey is our father and Vanya is our brother.
Even when I was a kid, when I was like 8 years old, I'd go to him for help and he'd offer me advice and tips and stuff, and that has continued until the present. He's always been a big help to me, and he's been just a great older brother.
Okay.
Vanya's right now in Berkeley, so he doesn't help him a lot, so...
So right now I'm attending Berkeley, and I'm taking some computer science classes and just getting general education out of the way. And right now, I'm actually the house geek for our house, which means that I'm the network manager. So we have about 40 people living here, and I really have to deal with, you know, setting up the network, making sure the internet works, and all that good stuff. I can't say I use the knowledge that, you know, I knew when I taught Sasha a lot today. I'm considering potentially making a website for our house, but, you know, that's kind of on the back burner right now. What I am using, though, is kind of the skills that I hope I've imparted to him in terms of researching your different projects and thinking about how to solve things from multiple points of view, you know, because when you have a problem in a program or in a website, there's an infinite number of ways that you can solve it, and kind of understanding the pros and cons of each. That's really important. Well, it all started because my dad was teaching me a lot about computers, and, you know, me being the older brother, Sasha would see me and try to do the same. And I think a couple of years ago, he was interested in a website that I was creating, so I sat him down and I showed him the basics of HTML, and then, you know, he just shot off from there. He just dived in head first, and within a few months he knew more than I, so, you know, he'd go to Dad for help, and then soon he would, you know, he would know more than Dad, so he would go to Google for help. The great thing about our relationship is that we have very diverse interests, but they all center on computers, which means we can help each other a ton. He's more into web dev, and I'm more into like kind of general hardware and lots of other different stuff, so if he needs some help, you know, repartitioning his drive or moving the boot sector or some other stuff, I'll always gladly help him with that.
His older brother, and he's 4 years older than Sasha, and when Sasha was younger, he of course was like looking to the older brother and wanted to do everything what older brother can do, and of course he couldn't. I would say it's not that much difference between them now. I mean, in terms of being mature and doing some really advanced stuff. So they're getting close and close, and so I think that's the mostly role of the older brother was.
I say when he was here, he was the best brother ever, and probably he is right now also. It's just that he's not here right now, the second, unfortunately.
Well, my dad has definitely been a central influence in my life. You know, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't know anything about computers. I think that Anton might go down the computer path as well. It remains to be seen. I mean, he loves to draw right now and just run around and play, but once, you know, he gets a little older, maybe around 10 or 12, perhaps some interest in computers may arise, but if it does, our dad will be there as a great resource for Anton. I think middle college will be fantastic for Sasha. He's a little bored in high school. He'll be able to meet people who are a different level. He'll be able to interact with them talk about different things, and it's a fantastic experience being on a college campus at such a young age. You really learn a lot about life.
I think in a way it was more productive for him, so he could learn more at the same time. So I think he was really happy, I would say, and this is the point too, because when person feels happy somewhere in some environment, then certainly he would or she would benefit from this environment. This is for sure.
Middle college was the best decision I've ever made in my life. I was incredibly bored in high school, and having the opportunity to replace the last 2 years of high school with a community college environment was amazing.
I'm proud of what I've done so far because I like web design and I think it makes the internet a better place. So in the near future, I plan to launch my own personal site where I'd have like some info, a contact form, stuff like that, so I can just give people the link and they can get directly to me.
I'm really excited to see where Sasha will end up because he has a tremendous passion for computers and for design and for minimalism. So that combination of those three should really be an interesting sight to behold.
Yeah, still planning to, you know, do web design and stuff. I'll probably just be a freelancer, which means I get to stay home all day and eat Doritos and drink Red Bull and work on web design at home.